Yay!
We are live! Amazing, amazing!
Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our live today. So, today is the 1st of April and April Fool Day. Wow. So, I have to ask, is this live real or is this just a joke? Because what we are talking about today is honestly that's a little bit like a joke to some people. Starting a new business in your 60s, and more people would say, no way, that's the time to retire. But today we're talking to someone who did exactly that, and not just started, but it actually doing very well. Okay, so let's get started. But first, a quick introductions. My name is Huang, and I am a parent coach, and I've been doing online business for over 4 years. And I started this business during the COVID. When my English center almost closed, and 2 years later, when a natural disaster happened in our town, and this business really saved our family. So that when I realized that one income is not always safe, and so now I really believe that having a plan B income for family is really important because the life can change anytime, and I'm here to help people to explore that, and they can feel more secure and more peaceful. And today, we're really happy to be here with Anne and also some amazing visit order. And Anne, before we start, can you just share a little bit about yourself with everybody? Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh, I've been watching you guys and your interviews, and I've been dying to be part of it all. So I'm really happy to be here. So I'm from Kingston, Ontario, Canada. I'm now 61 years old, and I found this business when I was 60. And I had a long corporate career, and then transitioned into entrepreneurship. And so I found this business when I was 60 years old, and it's so interesting, Hoang, that you say, everybody needs a plan B. I didn't have a plan B, and I really found myself stuck. So that was a little bit about me, and why I was looking for something. But I know that I'm going to have a chance to share a little bit more about that.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. So, George, would you like to ask a question? Yeah, or introduce yourself and maybe the ask Anne. I know that you have a lot of questions. Everyone have a lot of questions for you because we're so excited to have you here. Yeah.
Yes, we have tons of questions for Anne, but that's not it. But to introduce ourselves, I'm Josh and my wife PB, and we've been in this business for about 2.5 years. But our background prior to that, PB was a nurse for 15 years in pediatrics and ICU, and my background is real estate, and I also had an insurance business. And we did well for ourselves, but we also had a lot of responsibilities and supporting a lot of family and extended family, and that's what kind of led us to the point where we started this business in addition to everything else. And it's just it ended up replacing the job for us, and so now we just work completely online, which has been amazing for the last couple of years. Now for yourself, and most people, they think about slowing down in their 60s, right? So what is it that made you decide to start something new at this stage of your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. And as I said, I had a corporate career. I transitioned into entrepreneurship, and I built a very big business. And I really did not have a plan B. I think sometimes when life is going well, you just think it's going to continue forever. And you don't think about building a plan B until it's too late. And that's what happened to me, because I was working with a US company, building distribution for health supplements, primarily in Africa. And I had been doing that for quite some time, and I was doing very well. I built up a big distribution network for them, but they got into trouble during COVID, and they ended up shutting down all my markets. So I was at 58. I was left with no income and not enough saved for retirement. And like I said, I had not been building a plan B. I just thought the good times were going to go forever. So at that point, you know, I moved back to Canada. My mom got sick. I was living in Africa at the time, and I was so happy I could be with her in the last few weeks of her life. But I realized, you know, why am I rushing back to Africa? I don't have a business any longer. I'm 58. If I get sick, who's going to come looking after me? So I decided I would move back to Canada. And for 2 years, I tried different things. You know, I had not worked in a proper job for, you know, 10 plus years. So the thought of trying to polish off my resume, trying to find a job at almost 60, it really felt so terrible to me. And I thought, who's even going to hire me realistically? And what am I going to do? And I didn't want to sit at an office, sit in a desk all day. So I lost some money in crypto, and I tried something else that didn't work. I tried a traditional business. It was very capital intensive. I couldn't pay myself. And that's when I found this online business. And you know, I didn't have an option. You know, why did I start something new at 60? Because I did not have an option. I had to do something, or else I was going to be in big trouble. And what I loved the most when I saw this business is that I didn't have to create everything from scratch. You know, remember I had done different businesses, and in each one of those I had to create it all. I had to figure out all out. I had to build it from scratch. In this one, I didn't have to. I also didn't have to sell to family and friends. And I really didn't want to do that because in my past supplement business, you know, that's typically what we did. And also at my age, because I really wanted to travel, I needed to pay my bills. I wanted to save for my future retirement because those 2 years without income, I had just been watching any little money I had saved for retirement kind of disappear before my eyes. And so I needed something that could give me significant income. You know, in my past supplement business, yes, it was good, but it was $10 or $15 you would earn per sale. And it took me 15 years to build up a really big business. So I don't have that time at 60. So that's why I thought this business has the potential to pay much more significant income. Everything is there. I just have to step in and follow it. And there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people being successful. And one of the things that I find so interesting is that people who are in their 50s and potentially even into their 60s, we have lived. We have had successes. We have had failures. We have wisdom. We have experience. And all of those things that we've gained over those years have prepared us for the next chapter. And we can bring everything we've learned into this business and make it a success. So that's why I chose to start something new, because I really didn't have a choice. I'm on my own, by the way. I don't have a husband. I'm divorced. So, you know, if anyone's paying the bills, it's me. If anyone's saving for retirement, it's me. So that's why I started something new, because I had to.
Wow, I so resonate with you. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to you because I've seen you everywhere in our community helping people. Right? You like at that age lead by example, answering in our communities and helping and do a lot of like training in a daily drop in, right? So guys, if you are learning with us, we have like daily drop in all day every day. You can listen to any language supported you, and one of those trainer is the Anne. So come in, join us. Yeah. So my question for you, I when I hear you talking about when you are at peak, right, when you are like making a lot of money and then you didn't prepare for thing go up and then thing go down, and people thought that they got a decent job, a stable job. Is not always stable. So prep yourself for the futures. And are you comfortably retired? If not, think different and choose different, right? So my question for you that coming into the online space and doing different things, you have to relearn all over again, and you're not even tech savvy. What did you do and how you overcome that?
Yeah, it's a good question because I had never done an online business before. I mean, the most I used Facebook for was just posting updates to my family and friends. I had never created videos, or I remember when I first heard that you could build this business with advertising. Because that's one of the things I love, is that I don't have to go out and chase people; they come to me. But when I first heard that, I thought, an ad. What is an ad? Like, is it like a TV ad? Can you show me? I had no idea what an ad was. I'd never done ads in my life. I'd never used so many things. Never, and it was all new to me. And even in my past businesses, I had people to help me with some of those things. I didn't do them, and now I had to do everything. And sometimes it was frustrating. Sometimes it was overwhelming. Sometimes it was daunting. But I just told myself that I can do it. And it's like when you learned how to drive a car. You didn't know how to drive a car before, right? But you learn, and then pretty soon it becomes second nature. And so I knew that if I wanted to succeed, I would have to do what successful people do. And that means I would have to just, knuckle down and get to it and learn, because we're never going to achieve anything new without learning something new. So I think it was my mindset that really helped me. The fact that it was a do or die. It was my plan A. I didn't have a plan B. This was my plan A. And therefore, I had to succeed. So if there was something I didn't know how to do, I had to figure it out. And that was the key. I really think that was the key.
Yes, I can totally relate as well. I think it's true. When you have another option, then you're not going to give your full 100,000% into making it work. But whether you said this is your plan A, you don't have a plan B, you need to make it work. But then along the way, I'm sure, because I know I've been through that too, that, what were some of the challenges or some of the belief that you have to overcome when you started? Because it is, like you said, something completely new to you and you had to learn everything. So were there challenges or self-doubting belief that you need to overcome to make it where you are today? Because you are such an inspiration to all of us here.
Oh, thank you so much. And I follow all you guys too, don't worry. I lurk around and see what you're doing, and you inspire me, so I love that. One of the big things was that I didn't know how to do all the technical stuff. I really didn't. I'd never used Canva. I'd never made a reel. I'd never made a video. I'd never done so many of those things. I'd never posted consistently on social media. I never figured out a brand. I never did any of those things. But what I love, because I was determined, the training is all there. And today, with all of the AI tools that are there to assist us, the training is step by step. So you could for me, I just took it at my own pace, and I was determined. So I wanted to do it quickly, but I just followed the training. It's video-based training. So I would click on the video, watch, stop when I didn't understand something, go see if I could do it, come back, start again. When I started to do ads, so one of the people in our community that is the person I most admire and respect about advertising is Karen, who just asked me the question. I tell you what, I went to every single one of her trainings on how to do ads because I did not even know what an ad was. That helped me dramatically. So I think what I love the most and what has helped me the most is not only is there step-by-step video-based training that covers everything you would need to know, that is always being updated, that you can go at your own pace. If you get stuck, you step away and you come back. If you get stuck, you can ask, for example, ChatGPT, okay, I'm stuck. This is what it's telling me to do. This is what I'm seeing. What do you recommend? You never have to stay stuck. So not only do we have the step-by-step video-based training, which is 100 times more than I've ever seen before or ever created before when I used to create training, but we also have all of these incredible people in our community who are successful and who are giving back to make sure the next people can be successful. So for example, Karen does advertising training in our live events. PB and Josh have created an incredible program to help people rise to the next level, which, you know, it's really been a privilege to be associated with. So we all, as we become successful, you know, it becomes our mission to give back into the community and to help those who are just starting out on the topics that they need. So I think that's what helped me the most kind of overcome things. Luckily for me, I had many, many, many years of mindset and belief and personal development. So that really wasn't my challenge. I knew I would be successful without a doubt. But so many people do come into our community and they haven't had that kind of training, that kind of personal development, just because there's not afforded them to have that. But we have all of that in our community as well. So whatever gap area that you need to be successful, whether it is mindset, whether it is technical skills, whether it is, you know, discipline, whatever it is, you will, you know, I found that I could find it in our community. And that really, really helped me, because I never had to slow down. I never had to stay stuck. If I felt overwhelmed one day, I could step away, come back, and then, you know, pretty soon it became second nature to me. And now I could start teaching it to my mentees. But at the beginning, oh my gosh, no. I had no idea how to do these things, and it felt like a foreign language. It really did. It felt like I was learning Vietnamese or some other language. So that's not a language I'm going to tackle, ladies. But it you know, we learn, and that's the beautiful thing about what we have.
Yeah, and congratulations, Anne. We met you in Germany. Right, and yeah, this business we earn online, we meet offline as well. I just met Sit Lang An just 1 week in Dominican Republic, and I love what you say, Anne, because this business you don't have to do by yourself, right? It's a business in the box that anybody can do. Doesn't matter what is your background, what is your skill, what is your age, right? And for working 2 full-time nursing jobs for the past 15 years. When I started, I don't know anything about online either. I don't have any technical skill either. But we plugged into the proven system, and within 5 months, I am able to retire from my 15-year nursing career, bought free at age 45. We travel more, we earn more, and I love traveling just like Anne, right, Anne? So Anne, I have a kind of 2-part question for you. The first thing is, can you summarize? You started a business less than 2 years now. How did business have been helping you with your life and with your traveling? And for the people that watching right now, they want to learn how they can do this. So is there an option for them to start? Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah. So I do love to travel. I love to have experiences. And it's so interesting because in my past business, you know, before I had that 2-year gap, I also was determined to be successful, but that meant I was working 7 days a week from 7 a.m. till 10 or 11 at night. And I was successful, but I gave up my life to be successful. In this business, I have decided, because I found that at 60 years old, I'm now 61. In this business, I decided that at this age and stage of my life, I wanted to fit it into the nooks and crannies of my life and do life first and business second. And that means I want to travel. I want to spend time with family and friends. I want to have experiences, and I want to do this business when I'm not busy doing those other things. So I just got back from 2 weeks in Fiji. I have many more trips planned. I spent time with PB and Josh in Germany last year. That was part of a 2-month trip that I did. And you know, we can take this business wherever we find ourselves. And so I take the business anywhere, and it allows me to travel. In fact, when I was in Fiji, that was one of my busiest months ever. And I would just get up in the morning, do a few things, enjoy the day, you know, finish up a few things at the end of the day. So it's very, very flexible. And that's been amazing. The other thing that this has been for me, you know, this business has been much faster than anything I could have expected. So I earned, last year in 2025, what had it taken me 10 or 12 years to reach in my previous business. So what that's done for me, it's given me a lot of confidence about my future, because I had been really stressed and anxious about my finances, my future, my retirement. How was it going to go? But now I just feel excited. I feel confident. I know that I'll be able to travel. I'll be able to pay my bills. I'll be able to, save that nest egg for retirement. And that's a big weight off of anyone's mind, right? When you feel that confidence about your finances and you can do the things you love to do. So this business has impacted my life a great deal. And it's also given me a sense of purpose again, because I had really been stagnant. I had not been excited. I had not been growing. So now I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm contributing, I'm helping others to now start to achieve what I have started to achieve. And that's a great feeling when you feel like you have purpose and passion in your life again. So the business has given me a lot in so many different respects, for sure. And PB, I think I can't remember if that answers your whole question or not.
Yes. So, like people watching us right now. So thank you, thank you. We have a lot of viewers today, and thank you for all the lovely comment. So people watching, people want to do what you do. So how can they get started?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a very simple process. Whoever's page you're watching on right now, reach out to that person and tell them you want to learn more. And the way that our process works is super simple. You can see some free information, get an overview, and then if you decide, you can go ahead and pay $149. That's fully refundable. And that is going to give you all of the details that you need to make an informed decision to see if this business is for you. And if you do decide to go ahead and if you buy a product package, that's how you start your business with us. You buy a product package. But interestingly enough, those products are not to sell and not to market. We do not sell and market products. All right. What we actually promote is the business system itself, because probably most of you watching this and all of us, I'm sure, on the panel, we were not online looking to buy a product. We were online looking to make a flexible income in a way that suited our lifestyle and could give us our future. And so that's what we really promote, is the business system itself. And when you do your due diligence, after you've paid that $149, then you can decide if you want to go ahead, you book a strategy call with a coach, and they'll explain everything further. You decide how to start. And if you do start with the product package, that $149 is massive value. It pays for your website to be built and hosted for life. It pays for your training platforms for life. It pays for your marketing systems. I mean, it's crazy how much value you get for that. But if you decide after looking at the videos, no, this isn't for me, no problem. Just ask for a refund. You don't need those marketing and business platforms because you're not starting your business. So there's really no risk. But any one of us, whoever you're watching on their page, just reach out and say you want to know more. For me, it's been the best decision that I've made, and I really do feel that there is not one thing to lose. There just isn't. And possibly, if you're like any of us here, this will be the best decision of your life.
Wow, thank you so much. And yeah, so your story and journey is so inspiring, and and also very clear message to the people who are still the window shopping and to see that it's a business right for them or not. Yes, thank you so much. And your journey is similar to the other business owner in our community. No social media experience, no, not tech savvy, but it's still success. Yeah, still successful with this business. And thank you so much again. And thank you for being here today with us. And I think one simple thing that we can take from the story, your journey, is not really about age, right? It's about the being open to something new and dare to do something new, right? And sometimes we think, oh, I'm too late. I don't know how. I'm not good with tech. And you can see today, maybe it's not as impossible as we think, right? And if you're watching this and you feel like I think I need a plan B income but I don't know where to start. So you don't have to figure everything out today. Just start by asking questions and start by exploring. And if you're curious, and feel free to message us, message Anne, Karen, BP, and Josh, and Lanang, and me, and we're happy to share more and just see if it could fit for you. And thank you again, everyone. Thank you, Anne, so much, and see you next time.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you, everyone.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
amazing, amazing.